You're watching ATN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do March to Avengers Age of Ultron. It's been a couple of weeks. I'm a little behind, so we're going to do a double header. This video, we're going to shortly review and discuss Thor. And then the second half of this double header, we're going to shortly review and discuss Captain America, First Avenger. Obviously, like I said, short review, and then discussing the character and their potential role in the upcoming Age of Ultron movie. So let's talk about Thor. Yes, Thor. The first Thor movie was, I thought what it did good was bring the world of magic and science together and explain it. It really actually was a lot more effective than I think most audiences realize, because when you think about movies coming up like Doctor Strange, and me and Xander spoke about this on a podcast not too long ago, it sets up that world. It basically puts Marvel's magic stuff, for lack of a better word, into the realm of possibility for viewers. You know, especially now with Scarlet Witch coming out, that's going to be a whole new thing. Doctor Strange is probably the best way, or Doctor Strange probably will be most affected by the introduction of magic and science as one, and I think he'll benefit from that. Other than that, the movie was very simple. You know, it wasn't anything, you know, he didn't fight, I mean, obviously Loki, his brother, but I kind of like the movie where how they represent that relationship, because obviously Loki is his half-brother, I should say, and showing that relationship from Thor's perspective is very conflicting, and he got humbled in this movie. This was a good humbling experience for him, because he's got a big responsibility once his father dies, and prior to losing his hammer and going to Earth and being humbled, not having his powers, being just like an ordinary guy, he was cocky. You know, he wanted to fight. He started fights, you know, and he started fights with the Ice Giants, which was a great scene. I love that scene a lot. That's one of my favorite, sequences in the movie, was when they were fighting the Ice Giants and he's just kicking ass, and you see Loki's powers and how he doesn't have that brawn or that brute, but he's very, clever, very smart, uses his magical abilities to fool people. He's used it on Thor many times. We know this. And I thought the first Thor overall was a decent movie. It was a good introduction to the character. It's a character that is not, until now, at the time and before that, wasn't really on the upper echelon of Marvel. You knew he was an Avenger, you knew he was a god, and you knew he was part of the mythology lore. So it was a good introduction to the character. I think Chris Hemsworth is another one of those men that are just the character. When you talk about, Robert Downey Jr. being Iron Man and Tony Stark's, I really do think, in my opinion, Chris Hemsworth is Thor. So, it's just, he's got that look, obviously built very well. The ladies love him, of course. So, so I thought the first movie was good. It was, it wasn't spectacular. It wasn't a groundbreaking story. It obviously did not deliver the kind of things that the first Iron Man delivered or some other Marvel movies, but nonetheless, it was enjoyable. And really, that story set up a growing period that Thor had to go through in order to become Earth's protector, Earth's protector. And on top of that, still be able to team up with the people we know now, obviously Iron Man, Captain America, things of that nature. So then in this movie, I think it's going to be interesting, because I think he's going to have probably a bigger role than most of us suspect. And I think it's something that's going to carry over into other movies. We see Thor in this movie. We've seen some shots of him like grabbing Tony by the neck, and not much else. The other shots, we've seen him teaming up and fighting with his comrade, hitting Captain America's shield. But there's not too much that indicates that he's going to have a major role. But we have to take into consideration what we left off with from the Dark World. We know that Loki obviously has either killed or imprisoned Odin, and we know that he's running the show. There is word that, I'm not sure if it's been confirmed. I thought it was, but you hear so many different things now. But I'm going to say if, just because I'm not 100% sure, but if Thanos does make an appearance in this movie, I think that's going to affect a lot of what Thor has to do with this movie, because when you think back, remember, the gauntlet, the actual Infinity Gauntlet that holds the gems, is in the trophy room in Asgard. Okay, we know that Loki and Thanos have obviously, I don't want to say teamed up, but he has obviously used Loki probably to get the Mind Gem or the Tesseract, and furthermore control Earth or destroy Earth. So, there's no, it could be, I'm just speculating here, but there could be a short scene where they show Thanos raid Asgard. You know, he's a mad titan. I'm pretty sure it'll be tough to stop him. And with Odin gone and Thor on Earth, it's probably easy pickings. Well, maybe we'll see a nice little fight between Heimdall and Thanos, but it'll probably be one-sided. And who knows? He might get there, get the Tesseract, get the glove, and then capture Loki, or coerce Loki to help him again. Again, that's a major speculation, considering that when you think about what's going to be happening in Age of Ultron, if they had a scene like that, that'd really be pulling away from the movie. But again, something is going to happen, I think, not focused on the movie, but either at the end of the movie, at some point in the movie, that's really going to affect Thor, the character, where maybe he has to either leave them towards the end. I don't know. All I do know is that I would think we'd have to see it here before Ragnarok, at least to give us an idea of what we're getting into. Because we already know we're going to get definitely a setup for Civil War. And I don't expect Civil War to set up Thor, Ragnarok. So I would think we need something in this movie, whether it's big or small, to set up Thor's movie, because I think that third Ragnarok movie, I think, first of all, it's probably going to be the best one out of the three. And secondly, I think it's obviously going to pave the way, in my opinion, leading into Avengers Infinity War Part 1. Again, speculation, I'm not sure, but I do think that Thor's role in this movie is going to be bigger than we suspect. I think there's a lot of things that, while we have seen much and speculated much and got a lot confirmed, I do think there's going to be certain elements of this movie that are going to, revolve around certain characters we don't expect. And I think Thor is one of them. I really think when you consider what they're setting up, he kind of has to play a big role in that, or if nothing else, his world has to play a big role in that. So it'll be interesting to see, but I'm definitely looking forward to his his other scenes, like teaming up with the Avengers, fighting, smacking Captain America's shield's gonna look very cool. And that interaction with Tony, we know that Tony and Cap have a certain fire to them. There's something there. There's always been a rivalry, but yet a respect. But what is going to develop between Tony and Thor, that Thor feels the need to pick him up by the neck? So that's going to be another interesting thing. Perhaps tampering with some kind of technology that is Asgardian that he should have never have touched, and perhaps even told Thor about, and Thor gets pissed about it. Who knows? But overall, I thought the first Thor was pretty good. It set up the character. It just built him. It wasn't for everybody. Not everyone's a Thor fan. I personally enjoyed it. And I'm sure many people by now, if you're following this movie, have seen it. So I'm not going to sit here and recommend it or not recommend it. But if by some chance you have seen it, check it out. If nothing else, it kind of ties into all the other movies. So, but that's it. That's it. So next up, we'll discuss Captain America, the First Avenger, and Cap's role in Avengers Age of Ultron. Until then, this is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching ETN. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers, or visit ETN's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description. You're watching ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do March to Avengers Age of Ultron. It's been a couple of weeks. I'm a little behind, so we're going to do a double header. This video, we're going to shortly review and discuss Thor. And then the second half of this double header, we're going to shortly review and discuss Captain America, First Avenger. Obviously, like I said, short review, and then discussing the character and their potential role in the upcoming Age of Ultron movie. So let's talk about Thor. Yes, Thor. The first Thor movie was, I thought what it did good was bring the world of magic and science together and explain it. It really actually was a lot more effective than I think most audiences realize, because when you think about movies coming up like Doctor Strange, and me and Xander spoke about this on the podcast not too long ago, it sets up that world. It basically puts Marvel's magic stuff, for lack of a better word, into the realm of possibility for viewers.